First, answer my question. Would you let your child go to school in these times?
Johnny, the truth of the matter is that there is an institution or there is a body.
No, Vincent, answer my question first. Would you let your child go to school in this time? It's a yes or no. It's a simple thing. Then you can go on and explain.
No, you can't just force me into one peg and say yes or no. I'm just saying that the institution that is clothed with the legal instrument to be able to oversee to the management of our schools is the Ghana Education Service. This is a body that is a creation of law. Now I'm saying that there is an agreement, whether formally or informally, by the Ghana Education Service and parents, that in instances whereby the Ghana Education Service elects that schools will be opened, in a subtle manner, we are indicating to the parents that we are able to take care of the students. Now, as a Ghanaian and as a law-abiding Ghanaian, the president issued a statement.
Vincent Assefuah, you have nephews and nieces. You have nephews and nieces. You are seeking to go to Parliament. You are the PRO of the Ministry of Education. Would you allow your student, your child, to go to school?
You have to situate it in a proper context. You can't box me into the issue that I should just answer yes or no. I'm just saying that I am a law-abiding individual. The president has issued an executive instrument that schools will have to be open, and the president gave promises to the effect that we are going to provide N95 nose masks to every individual. We are going to provide Veronica buckets to every school. We are providing sanitizers to every school or every individual. We are providing tissue papers so as to ensure that the protocols are observed. And you are saying that as a Ghanaian, I will have to defy what the president is saying. Are you saying that we don't have belief or trust in what the government is saying?
In other words, you will allow your child to go to school if all these conditionalities are met. Now, as it stands, the students we saw demonstrating didn't have N95. The students we saw demonstrating, we didn't see them holding sanitizers. We went to the school, we saw sparingly Veronica buckets. Again, I'm asking you, would you allow your children to go to school in these times?
Is it not part of the reasons why we have allowed the headmistress to step aside? Because the government has provided all these things to the students. I am telling you, authority, that every student across this country has been provided with N95, at least about 3 of them. So if the students are not using the N95, the buck stops with the leadership of the school. And that is how come we have allowed the headmistress to step aside. Now I'm saying that this is one school out of the 700 senior high schools that we are having.
Okay, you have given me enough context. Now answer my question. You have given me enough context. Answer my question. Would you allow your children to go to school? I've heard the law-abiding, the president, provision of whatever it is, and the headmistress being asked to step aside.
It's not about me. The point I'm trying to tell
Johnny,
you,
he can't answer the question. He goes to church. He can't answer the question.
The Ghana Education Service has elected that schools will have to be open. I am telling you that as a law-abiding citizen, I have listened to a body that is by creation of law, and I don't have any difficulty whatsoever allowing students to be in school when the government is saying that schools will have to be open. Now, apart from that, the government has also indicated its willingness to safeguard the safety of our children in our various schools. Now, if you check the other West African countries, that's some was actually
Nigeria, yes.
When we decided that Ghana will have to write the West African Examination Council, per the statement that I saw from other countries as at last 2 days or last 3 days, I realized that the other countries are also subscribing to the West African Examination Council. So I don't know where he got his fact from, the fact that Nigerians are also not going to write the WASI, or if you like, they have issued a statement that they are not going to be part of the West African examination. What I know is that other West African countries has also subscribed to the writing of the West African examination. Now, he also made issue of mass testing. We have said this over and over and over again, Tony. We said that mass testing may not be the ideal way to go.
Even when students are demonstrating.
If you test a student today, the results will come 2-3 days later. Now, within that 2-3 days, you are not going to isolate that child. That child will not be isolated. Within that 2 or 3 days, it is possible that that child will also test positive.
Is that not enough reason to keep them out of school?
You may have the idea that that child is negative after the test has been given out, Meanwhile, the child will be positive. So we decided, through the advice of the Ghana Health Service, that the ideal way is not for us to go on that mass testing. Rather, we need to allow them to go through the proper safety protocols. And that is how come we decided that children will have to be in school by following the exact protocols that the World Health Organization, if like the Ghana Health Service, actually advised the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education
Okay, Vincent,
put in place.
now that is the basis. Vincent, that is the basis for the children being in school. Now,
Yes.
from what we're seeing on the video or in the videos, the students have broken the social distancing protocol, which is very, very key in all the protocols that you listed. They have also broken
Yes.
the protocol of wearing the face mask. When have you decided to go back to the KNUST SHS to do this test that has become necessary? If you have seen the videos, and I'm sure you have seen them, we're showing them on TV
is that
now.
Is that not why the leadership of the school, that is the headmistress, has been made to step aside?
Is that a testing? Is that a testing? When you ask the headmistress to step aside, that's testing?
As part of our regulations to ensure that students go through the proper protocols, we allowed every teacher, every headmistress to be aware that students are supposed to be in their N95 whilst on campus. Now, if the students are not in their N95 whilst on campus, the bank will have to stop with the leadership of the school. And that is what we have shown, that the leadership will have to step aside so that investigations will have to be conducted. After the investigations, sanctions will have to be meted out to people that we are seen to be corporates, or if you like, allow such barbaric incidents.
And all this time,
we cannot say.
and all this time, while you wait, and all this time, no, hold on, don't put on record yet. Hold on.
Not even a single person has died out of COVID-19 in our various senior high
So,
schools.
and while you investigate and all of that and ask the headmistress to step aside, the virus will wait. Is that the understanding of the GES?
I didn't get that.
I'm saying that you have asked the headmistress to step aside. You are investigating to find out what exactly happened. But we have seen the students massing up. A recipe for disaster, no social distancing, no mask. You're saying that the virus will wait. Is that the understanding I get from you?
Johnny, is that not why I'm saying that we are waiting for a recommendation from the Regional Directorate of the Ghana Education Service in Ashanti region? Then the Ghana Education Service will know the steps that will have to be taken. I don't know what is difficult about this answer.